Welcome back to our channel Learn to Earn. I am Anne Mary. Today we will take you outside of your regular imagination, beneath the ocean's surface to see the crown jewels that are hidden from masses more than 1,000 years. Imagine entire cities, lost for thousands of years, now resting silently beneath the ocean's surface. What if these ancient underwater ruins hold secrets that could rewrite history as we know it? Join us as we dive deep into the mysteries of forgotten civilizations, uncovering what could be hidden within these submerged structures. For as long as we've told stories, we've been captivated by tales of lost cities and cataclysmic floods. From Plato's Atlantis to the biblical Great Flood. The idea of entire civilizations swallowed by the sea is a powerful and enduring part of our collective imagination. But are these just myths? Or could they be echoes of real historical events? For decades, the line between fact and fiction has been blurry. But as archaeology pushes into new frontiers, the ocean is starting to give up its secrets. So how does a city end up at the bottom of the sea? It's not always as dramatic as a single cataclysmic event. One of the primary culprits is something called eustatic sea level rise. At the end of the last ice age, around 20,000 years ago, vast continental ice sheets began to melt. This process released an immense amount of water back into the oceans, causing global sea levels to rise by more than 120 meters or nearly 400 feet. Coastlines that were once thriving hubs of human activity were slowly, inexorably submerged. On top of that, you have tectonic shifts. The Earth's crust is not static. It's constantly moving. Earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and gradual land subsidence can cause coastal areas to sink beneath the waves in a relatively short period of time. When you combine these powerful natural forces, you have a perfect recipe for creating underwater ruins. From the coast of India to the Caribbean Sea and the Mediterranean, reports of strange geometric formations and man-made structures on the seafloor have surfaced for years. Scientists have debated their origins. Are they natural geological formations, or are they the definitive proof of lost worlds? The journey into underwater archaeology often begins not with a grand plan, but with a stroke of luck. Take Pavlopetriz off the coast of southern Greece. In 1967, a geologist named Nic Fleming was exploring the area and noticed a series of ancient walls and buildings submerged in just a few meters of water. What he had stumbled upon was the oldest known submerged city in the world, dating back over 5,000 years. This accidental discovery was a game changer. It wasn't a myth. It was a real Bronze Age town, complete with streets, buildings, courtyards, and even tombs, all preserved with stunning clarity beneath the waves. Pavlopetriz sparked a new wave of interest, but early expeditions into the deep were far from easy. Divers were limited by primitive scuba gear, and their time on the bottom was dangerously short. The initial approach was often more akin to treasure hunting than careful science. Divers would recover artifacts, but often without the proper context, destroying valuable information about the site in the process. The deep sea was a hostile environment. Crushing pressure, freezing temperatures, and powerful currents made any kind of sustained exploration incredibly challenging. It became clear that to truly understand these submerged worlds, we needed a revolution not just in our thinking, but in our technology. And that revolution has arrived. Today, underwater archaeology is a high-tech discipline that would be unrecognizable to those early pioneers. Instead of relying solely on human divers, scientists now deploy fleets of sophisticated robots. Remotely operated vehicles, or ROVs, are tethered to a ship and piloted by experts on the surface. They act as our eyes and hands in the deep, equipped with high-definition cameras, powerful lights, and manipulator arms that can perform delicate tasks. Then we have autonomous underwater vehicles, or AUVs. These are like intelligent deep-sea drones. We can program them with a mission, release them, and they will systematically survey vast areas of the seabed on their own, using advanced sonar systems to create detailed maps. One of the most incredible tools is multibeam sonar. It sends out a fan of sound waves that bounce off the seafloor, creating incredibly detailed 3D maps of the underwater landscape. This allows archaeologists to see entire cities without ever disturbing a single stone. We can identify roads, buildings, and other structures with astonishing precision. Once a site is mapped and identified, the real work begins. Excavating underwater is a painstaking process. Archaeologists use specialized dredges and water jets to carefully remove layers of sediment, inch by inch. Every artifact, from a piece of pottery to a wooden beam, must be carefully documented, cataloged, and brought to the surface. But preservation is a huge challenge. Objects that have been stable in a low-oxygen, saltwater environment for thousands of years can begin to disintegrate almost immediately upon exposure to air. So they must be placed in special conservation tanks and undergo a long, meticulous process to stabilize them for future study. It's a slow, expensive, and incredibly difficult job, but the results are rewriting the story of our past. Thanks to this technology, we're making discoveries that were once thought impossible. In the Bay of Cambay, off the coast of India, sonar surveys revealed a massive 9-kilometer-long city complex resting 40 meters below the surface. Artifacts recovered from the site have been dated back over 9,000 years, potentially pushing back the timeline of urban civilization by millennia. Off the coast of Alexandria, Egypt, teams have been mapping the submerged royal quarter of Cleopatra, including palaces, temples, and the possible site of the legendary Lighthouse of Alexandria, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. And near the island of Yonaguni in Japan, a massive terraced rock structure, dubbed the Yonaguni Monument, continues to fuel intense debate. Is it a natural geological formation, or is it a man-made monolith, a relic of a lost Pacific civilization? These discoveries are just the tip of the iceberg. Scientists estimate that we have explored less than 5% of the world's oceans. What else is down there, waiting in the dark? Could there be civilizations even older than Pavlopetriz or the city in the Bay of Cambay? The deep ocean is the largest museum on Earth, and its collection is almost entirely unknown. As we venture into these new frontiers, we also face profound ethical questions. These underwater sites are incredibly fragile. A single misplaced anchor from a ship or the careless actions of treasure hunters can destroy millennia of history in an instant. How do we protect these sites? Who owns them? And how do we balance the desire for discovery with the need for preservation? These are not easy questions, but they are vital. The future of underwater archaeology depends on us. It requires continued investment in research and technology, strong international cooperation to protect these sites as shared world heritage, and most importantly, public curiosity and support. These submerged ruins are more than just old stones. They are a fundamental part of the human story. They remind us that our history is deeper and more complex than we ever imagined, and that the greatest discoveries may still be waiting for us, hidden beneath the waves. The story of humanity is still being written, and the next chapter might just be found at the bottom of the sea. Thank you so much for joining us on this incredible journey. If you were as fascinated by these underwater mysteries as we are, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the unknown. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Which underwater site fascinates you the most? Would you like to see more stories like this? Share your thoughts and drop your comments, please, and thank you. Until next time, keep exploring and living happy life.